Hello guys and welcome to another video of our GMAT series. I'm pretty sure thanks to other videos if you've not seen, or if we have seen, you probably might be knowing this. If you have not seen, you should definitely check out where we have talked extensively about what exactly does the college wants when you are applying to a particular B school. Now most of these particular times and most of the videos which we have seen and what we have seen from the past case studies as well is that yes, GMAT score is important, yes, your IELTS is important, your college, your marks, good. All the quantitative aspects and parameters, great. But what is going to get you that seat is something which is the qualitative parameters. That would be a good 70 to 80% weightage given on something which is called as your profile. So what are the profile building options? And specifically, profile building becomes a very dicey process if you're there as a college student. In this video of mine today, I'm going to discuss something really interesting in terms of profile building options exclusively for a college student. So let's start with that, guys. So you see, how do B school measures your qualitative parameters? Remember I talked about qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative is something which you cannot change much. Your scores, your marks, your CGPA, your GMAT scores and everything. But qualitative is something that becomes really important. Let us take it one by one and let us understand what are these qualitative parameters. So through your essays, LORs and CVs, these are basically the documents with which you are going to present to a particular B school your profile. The B school will evaluate these parameters: your academic excellence, your extracurricular activities, international exposure, leadership experience and social impact. Academic excellence, generally when we go deep into what kind of marks you have got, how much of a good student were you. Extracurricular activities, all of you know your hobbies and your sports and everything. International exposure, any kind of summer school attended, any kind of internship attended abroad, right? Leadership experience, a very important brownie point for any B school applicants is that do you have a leadership potential inside you or not? And then last but not the least, the social impact. Now, how do a college student goes about the entire particular process? So we'll see that probably how exactly an academic excellence or extracurricular activities or international exposure or leadership experience or social impact can be achieved while you are still in college, right? But before we go on, let us actually understand that probably what are the weightage or the importance or what exactly an ideal profile looks like. So as you see, when I talk about leadership experience or when I talk about academic excellence or a social impact or extracurricular or international exposure, you see that it is important for you to have a well-rounded profile. But jack of all trades is actually gonna work here. You can definitely be a masters of a lot of things or a couple of things, but make sure that you have a little bit of inclination or a little bit of activities done in all of these particular fortes or the particular domains which are there. Right? That brings me to my second point, that you should definitely have demonstrated potential across all the parameters. However little or big that be, but make sure that you have touch base with each and every particular thing which are there, right? And last, but you should have a few picks to demonstrate your potential, right? So definitely there should be something that would actually differentiate you from the other particular people, that is, people who are applying with you. That might be your academic excellence, that you're a 9-pointer or a 10-pointer, that may be that you're very good with the extracurricular activities. Make sure that you have a couple of peaks which can actually differentiate you from the other particular profile which is there, because you know the competition is massive. Okay, so you know what, I'll pick each and every particular of these particular parameters, and I can help you right now in the next 2 minutes to just to help you understand that probably how can you go about writing and understanding the entire particular process. Okay, let us look at online courses. How do online courses help in doing all of this? Is because let's say that you have applied to a particular B school. Marketing, finance as the particular things which you can see right now. Marketing, finance, strategy, HR, general management are something which you will pick up as a specialization or a domain for your masters. Now I'm pretty sure a particular B school would ask that, hey Mr. XYZ or Miss XYZ, you are very good with marketing. And we said, yes, I am very good with marketing. Okay, great. Then what have you done? That is where these online courses would actually act as a validation. I mean, who certifies that you are good with marketing? Have you done any kind of course? Right? Because I'm pretty sure if you're there in college, all of you know, no offense to your college curriculum, but how much of an in-depth study is done or how much of in-depth study which you do is something you and me, we both are aware. So what exactly these courses do is that they act as a validation that yes, this particular person is a certified digital marketer, or this guy knows how to do a financial modeling, which acts as a major brownie point in the entire particular process. If I look at specialization wise, for marketing, you have digital marketing, something which is too much in demand these days. Marketing strategy related courses and all which is there. You have so many particular websites, you have so many particular industries which gives you some. If you know probably how to go about building this, we have a lot of videos which talk about specifically about the courses which you should be actually doing it. Let me talk about finance. Financial modeling, investment and portfolio management related courses. Strategy, one of the highest paid right now, one of the most innovative B school specializations which are there. Have a look. Consulting, innovation, strategic management related courses, HR, organizational management, learning and development related courses, right? Now let me look into general management. You have entrepreneurship, leadership, essentials of management. All of these are something which becomes very, very important once you are applying to a particular B school, because you have to pick up a specialization, and with these particular courses you can actually show that you are inclined towards either one of them, and you probably have a better chance of getting selected into that particular school thanks to these online courses. Again, just a few examples. Let us look at the other things also which are there. Active involvement in club forums, etc. Right? Rotary clubs, environmental clubs, other social volunteering clubs. The best part about being in college is that you have so many technical and non-technical clubs which are there. I'm not talking about the clubs where you go for a party on a Sunday. I'm talking about the clubs which are really for a particular domain or a specialization, which really helps you understand your potential and are probably more inclined towards your things in which you are really, you have as at your hobby. Let's say if you're someone who's really good at debating, really good at putting forward your ideas, Model United Nations could be a really, really amazing thing. If you're someone who's interested into public speaking, TEDx, literary and debate clubs, right? Leadership building clubs, ISAC, NCC acts as a wonderful certifications. Their certificates hold up a really good kind of value once you're applying for any kind of leadership positions as well, right? Participation in sports, dance, fine arts related groups, participation in event management, role like publicity, sponsorship, operation management, etc. I'm pretty sure all of you have a college fest right now which is there. Why don't you take up a particular genre of these particular, like publicity or sponsorship and operations, and get your entire hands on it so that you have something to talk about on your CV. The best part is once you are actively involved in any of these clubs and forums, A, it is at college level, so you don't have to look out for option outside your college. B, you can actually go on and talk about on your CV while applying for a particular B school, and probably also talk about on your CV that how can you join this particular B school and would actually be a part of the Rotary club there or be a part of the TEDx club in that particular college. So really you see it becomes a very, very great advantage to be an active member or at a leadership position in any of these clubs and forums. Just an example to talk about. Competitions, right? Again, the best part again of particular being into college is that this is something which really sets a college student apart from a particular working professional, is because clubs you can join probably once you're there working as well. Probably you can join or do a lot of courses while you are working as well. But what about the competition? There are a lot of B school competition happens across major IMs and ISB across the country, across the major management institutes in India and all abroad. Probably once you go there and once you attend that particular competition, or if you actually pass out with flying colors, that certification or that involvement really acts as a game changer. Let me see probably what are the things which you can look at for a B school. There's something called a smart manager competition. Any particular B school competition, be it in your college, some other college near you, go ahead and take this particular part. You will really get to know probably how exactly a manager behaves. You will be given real-time scenario simulation to understand how would a manager behave in a particular situation. Really acts as a brownie point in your entire particular application, right? You have case study competition, where is marketing case study, financial case study, learning and development case study, which you need to present and you need to critically analyze it and bring out your points particularly which you have. Right, you have business plan events. IIM Ahmedabad does something called as IMA master plan. There's IIT Bombay has a Eureka. IIT Roorkee has Idea Storm. All of these are something which are specifically inclined towards someone looking for a B school kind of program and really brings out the real management credentials from within you. Okay, leadership exchange. How can you go ahead and do it inside college? Remember I talked to you about going and becoming a part of the club or an active member in that club. Go into a position of responsibility in college. Let's say you become the cultural secretary. Let's say you become the sponsorship head. Let's say you become a student leader. Anything probably which you can go and actually showcase that probably you have a leadership capacity inside you would act wonder, right? So definitely once you go and once you showcase the inside leadership position inside you, really brings up the entire particular validation of your responsibilities which is there, right? How can you do it outside your college? Organizing committee member for events. There are so many event management companies across there which are actually looking out for interns, that too college students, who can actually help them with a lot of work from the organization committee. This would help you in the event management in your college as well as once you go for any kind of private or a government event outside your college. Leadership roles in organization like NCC or any 3 to 6 months engagement program with a reputed NGO. Right? Work with an NGO. That really brings us up social impact, which I'm going to discuss with you as well. That really brings up the social impact which your profile has on the particular society. Go for NCC, NSS. All of these particular things really adds up the particular points of a leadership once you go and once you present your profile to any particular B school. let me talk about volunteer works of the social impact. Green Trails Project with India Hikes. Right. Now this is a particular group which actually do hiking and trekking across the greeneries, across the Himalayas and a lot of other mountain ranges which are there, which you can actually go and see what are the problems which are there in the upper part of the country. When I say the part of the countries which are situated at some height, is there some kind of water problem or some kind of food problem or some kind of logistics or delivery problem which can actually help solve thanks to India Hikes. Now this is something which would actually not just help you with your entire validation, it's an adventure as well. The best part is you get to see how can your work have a social impact, right? Help Age India volunteer projects, right? Help Age India very closely works with with a lot of old age homes where they actually require volunteers to keep a track of the entire database management of the entire people coming in, going out, and what are the activities which they can be doing inside the particular old age home. And this is where they are looking out for college freshers and interns which can help them in that, right? Or any 3 to 6 months engagement program with a reputed NGO. There's something called as Teach for India. There's something which you can also get into if you're someone like an animal lover, you can get into PETA. All of these particular things really adds up the particular brownie points. Their certificate, trust me, holds up really good once you're going ahead and presenting it to a B school. Right. And let me tell you, this is not those regular certificates you can actually go ahead and take it up online. You need to go there, do some real solid work, bring in the impact in the society, and your CV would actually have that much more weightage than any other CV, thanks to this volunteer work of the social impact which I've done. Any particular B school current till date loves any particular guy who has been into volunteer work or the work has a social impact, right? How to get into summer school, or I talked about international exposure in your profile, right? Summer school or exchange program, right? International exchange program for volunteer abroad school where profile is standard. There's something called as DAT for Germany, ISEC, IASCT, right? So ISEC, DAT, these are the front runners when we talk about any kind of international student exchange program. Most of the colleges these days love having an ISEC chapter inside their particular college. Go ahead, be a part of it. Handle the funds for them, handle the portfolio management for them, or handle the entire student exchange program for them. All of these things are something which would act as a great inclination in your entire particular profile. Right, when I look into summer school program, go for a 6-month summer school or a 3-month summer school, let's say in London School of Economics, London Business School, management internship inside the country, outside the country, or with any particular startup across the country. Right, you have summer school program with NTU, John Hopkins, King's College. All of these colleges actually love to have you with them for a good 3 to 6 months. Go study there for a good 3 to 6 months, understand the cultural diversity, understand that probably what exactly a student does it. All of these things would be very heavy when you go and talk about all of these in your essays or the SOP. And that is where your essay, SOPs or your documentation, or in short, your profile would be completely different from anyone else who is applying, right? I talked about regular online certifications. Let's see what are the professional certifications and networking which is there. Right, good networking and learning opportunity. Right, Meetup app. Now Meetup is an app where you can actually, depending on the kind of hobby or the area in which you are really interested, you can meet people with similar interest, sit with them, have a good amount of discussion that really gives you a lot of insight in the area in which you are interested in. You want to learn more about marketing? Why don't you hear it? Probably someone who's heading the marketing of a particular startup. Go ahead, the Meetup app would actually help you. Right, there's a particular events like Your Story, Tech Sparks, right? All of these events where one of the biggest entrepreneurs, one of the biggest CEOs of the company come across a platform and discuss with young minds that probably what exactly they should be doing to go ahead and to be into that particular B school, or probably follow the passion and make a career out of their particular passion which is there, right? A good networking and learning opportunity, right? Now when I talk about professional certification, now digital marketing certification from a reputed institutes, Google Analytics, Google AdWords, all of these comes under marketing analytics. Any particular marketing company right now would love a particular person who has this particular thing. CFA, FRM, financial risk management, such kind of certification. Bloomberg is one of the organizations which is giving you all of these. You have something called as Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange gives you a very interesting stock trading and investment banking certification specifically meant for college students. All of these are just an example, guys. What you can do is you can explore more and more of it. Probably talk to one of our advisors also and understand that probably how can all of these certifications or any of these networking like meetups, conferences, or even LinkedIn can actually be very useful for you. Let me tell you, a lot of B school would not even ask for your CV. Before even going for an interview, they would actually love to have a look at your LinkedIn profile. Do you have your LinkedIn profile ready or not, or do you have it in place? This is a big question for you. So understand that these very small things would act as a major game changer into your entire application. Right? What are some outstanding leadership initiatives which you can actually look into if you have time in your hand? If you've already started with the profile building, there's something called as Parikrama Humanity Foundation, right? Where you can actually get a chance to educate unprivileged kids, working with an NGO, make you feel nice about yourself, and you will have a very interesting social impact on the kind of society which you have. There's something very interesting called as Jagriti Yatra. It's a train journey across rural area where you're taken to the rural part of the country, or called as Bharat, where you can actually go and understand that probably what are the difficulties which are being faced in a particular village, what are the challenges which a particular person has, be it from medicinal point of view to healthcare to even a logistics or any particular thing. That is something which you can actually go ahead and do it. Amazing for someone which is looking out for very interesting leadership initiatives. Right? Youth for Nation, Teach for India, IPAC, or called as a Political Action Committee, right? Talking about IPAC, a lot of my students also, they have been a part of IPAC. You generally do not need to be a politician, or you probably want to become a politician to join IPAC. IPAC does a very interesting analysis of probably the election campaign which happens across the country, give them entire insights demographic wise, so that it becomes easy for a political party or an election commission of India to run the entire election campaign. For all of these things which I mentioned, be it Youth for Nation, be it Teach for India, they are looking out for college students who can actually come up with them for a good 3 to 6 months of time, which would help them, and in short would be a game changer for your entire particular profile. Right? So guys, I discussed about a lot of options. I discussed right from courses to a lot of networking to a lot of certifications to a lot of exercise things which are there. Correct. But do you think that you'll be able to do each and everything? I'm pretty sure in one of the videos which I've discussed that probably how can you go about planning the entire particular MBA journey. You know that you do not have in hand, keeping everything aside, you do not have more than 6 to 7 months of time. There's a semester examination to take care of, there's a professional commitment, there's a personal commitment, all of things is there. Right? And then we have some random holidays coming up after every week or every month. Right? So how does a particular profile mentoring, if you take a professional help, it would really help you in planning and prioritizing a proper handcrafted plan, which we are specialized in giving it specifically to the students, is how can they go ahead and understand that when you go and apply to a particular college, what are the kind of profile building activities which can help you. So how does that entire helps you is that the wow factor in your resume is something which the entire planning will help you understand. Guys, there's so much to do and you have so much of time itself, right? So probably how can you go ahead and you can look into the wow factor which can be created in your resume with the given time, something the profile mentoring would help you, right? The main differentiator, remember I've discussed with you, everyone will apply with a GMAT score or with a GRE score. Everyone will have certain CGPA. Everyone will have certain XYZ things which they have done. But having a profile, having done the things which I just discussed in the past 5 minutes is something that is going to be the main differentiator in the entire particular process. Right? It takes time. As I've discussed with you, you have minimum 6 to 8 months of time left in your hand, and it takes exact 6 to 8 months time. So if you're asking me, hey, when should I start with my profile building? Guys, today is the day. Today is the day when you start and you can actually finish up each and everything with a very interesting plan in place in the given 6 to 8 months of time, right? And decides fit with the program. Some of the colleges would love a guy who has a marketing internship. Someone would love who has a FRM certification, or the other college would love a guy who's into learning and development. What exactly program is good for me, so that you can decide the particular college and your specialization. These certifications, these profile building activities would be of a great help in the entire particular process, right? Last but not the least, if you're someone with a poor academics, not with a great CGPA, not with a great GPA, CGPA, or even with a great GMAT score, these profile building activities have helped students in the past, have helped applicants, because it holds up to a good 70 to 80%. Whereas your academics is only 20 to 30%. So guys, understand, we all focus on this 20 to 30%, getting the highest score, getting the highest marks and everything. Yes, they are important, right? But once you apply to any top B school, what they will be looking into is how much of profile which you have. Do you have things which the particular college requires or not? Do you have that wow factor, the X factor in your entire particular profile or not? And that is where this profile mentoring would be helping you out. Fine. So that's it, guys. So you have heard enough. You have got to know all the particular points which are there. All it takes to probably talk to someone, get the professional help and get going. Thank you.